Have you ever been in a situation where everything seemed to be falling apart around you, and yet you managed to stay calm? In the middle of chaos, pressure, and noise, you found an unshakable strength within yourself. This is what the Stoics call tranquility of the soul, ataraxia. Today we're going to dive into the secrets of the greatest Stoic philosophers, men who went through trials and triumphs with remarkable inner strength. These 10 lessons, drawn from their timeless wisdom, if you apply them, will transform the way you handle stress and life's challenges. There are things that are up to us and things that are not up to us. These words of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who lived in ancient Rome, still resonate today with incredible force. We live in a world where we are led to believe that we can control everything, that everything is within our reach. However, the reality is quite different. We cannot control traffic, the weather, or the actions of others. The only thing we can control is our reaction to these events. This is where our power lies. By accepting what we cannot change, we free up considerable energy. Focus on what you can influence, your actions, your thoughts, your words. Focus your efforts on what depends on you and accept with serenity what is beyond your control. Every day we are faced with a multitude of events. Some seem positive, others negative. But Seneca warns us, it's not what happens to you that matters, but the attitude you take towards what happens to you. A traffic jam, being late, criticism, are all opportunities to put this wisdom into practice. You can choose to get angry, stressed, to yell at other drivers, or you can choose to accept the situation. Stoicism teaches us that it is not the events themselves that dictate our happiness, but our interpretation of those events. By changing our perception, we change our reality. Life is like a river, said Marcus Aurelius. He who fights the current gets exhausted and drowns. He who lets himself be carried arrives at his destination. To accept what is inevitable is to show wisdom and courage. To fight what cannot be changed is to waste precious energy. Imagine a sailor battling a storm. He can strive to stay the course, to fight against the raging elements, but he mainly risks being dashed against the rocks. A wise sailor knows that it is sometimes better to hoist the sails, accept the force of the storm, and wait for it to calm down before resuming his journey. Fighting these trials will only prolong our suffering. Accepting them, integrating them into our story, is taking a step towards healing and serenity. The best way to prepare for adversity is to imagine it, said Seneca. This concept, which is called premeditatio malorum in Latin, may seem paradoxical. Why seek to visualize what we fear? The Stoics teach us that visualizing our fears, our potential failures, allows us to better face them on the day they arise. Imagine a boxer training for a fight. He doesn't just hit a punching bag randomly. He studies his opponent, analyzes his strengths and weaknesses, and prepares counterattacks for every possible blow. By visualizing potential obstacles, by imagining the worst-case scenarios, we mentally prepare ourselves to face them. We thus disarm their power over us. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, began each day with a moment of reflection. In his meditations, he reminds us of the importance of starting each day as if it were our last. This is not a call to despair, but an invitation to live each moment to the fullest. Morning meditation is a powerful tool for cultivating mental clarity, gratitude, and presence. By taking a few minutes each morning to refocus on ourselves, on our intentions, on what is truly important, we approach the day with more calm and serenity. Imagine your mind as a lake. Upon waking, it's often agitated by thoughts, worries, projections. Meditation is a way to let the water become clear again, to let thoughts settle, to better see the bottom. To philosophize is to learn how to die, said Montaigne. This sentence, although it may seem dark, echoes Stoic philosophy. The Stoics did not see death as an end, but as a natural stage of life. Far from plunging them into fear, this awareness of death allowed them to live more intensely. Knowing that each day could be their last gave each moment a special flavor. Imagine that you are told that you will not wake up tomorrow morning. How would you choose to spend your last hours? With whom, doing what? To accept death is to accept life in its entirety. Man is not disturbed by events, but by the view which he takes of them, wrote Epictetus. The Stoics attached paramount importance to the control of emotions through reason. They did not advocate suppressing one's emotions, but understanding them and not letting oneself be overwhelmed. Imagine your mind is a chariot and your emotions are wild horses. If you let your emotions take over, you risk going in all directions, being carried away by anger, fear, sadness. Reason is the charioteer holding the reins. By using your reason, you can direct your emotions, channel them constructively. By learning to master your emotions, you become master of your destiny. Virtue is the supreme good, affirmed Zeno of Citium, founder of Stoicism. For the Stoics, virtue was not an abstract concept, but a practical guide for everyday life. It was divided into 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Wisdom is the ability to discern right from wrong, good from evil. Justice is treating others with fairness and respect, giving everyone their due. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of fear, to do what is right even in the face of danger. Temperance is moderation, self-control, the ability to resist excesses. To live according to virtue is to align your actions with your values. By choosing to act with virtue, you build a solid house capable of withstanding the storms of life. The happiness of life consists in the tranquility of the soul, wrote Seneca. The Stoics believed that true happiness was not found in material possessions or fleeting pleasures, but in simplicity and inner serenity. In our modern society, obsessed with consumption and accumulation, it is easy to get carried away by the frantic race for material goods. We are bombarded with advertisements that make us believe that we need more and more to be happy. Yet, the Stoics invite us to reconsider our priorities. Imagine a garden. A simple garden with a few well-chosen plants will be more harmonious and more conducive to contemplation than an overloaded garden. By simplifying our lives, by getting rid of the superfluous, we create a space of peace and serenity within ourselves. Happiness is not at the end of the journey, it is the journey itself, said Buddha. The Stoics shared this vision by living fully in the present. It's easy to think that happiness awaits us at some future time. Imagine a walk in the mountains. If you fixate on the summit, you miss the beauty of the landscape. Appreciating the journey means finding happiness in the little things. What the Stoics teach us is that calm is not found in a world without chaos, but in inner mastery. Develop an inner strength to face difficulties with courage and serenity. Learn to control your emotions and accept what is inevitable. Find tranquility in simplicity. Appreciate every step of the journey and find happiness in the little things. Stoicism is a daily practice to become the best version of ourselves.